Good morning and welcome to the Pulse of Nigerian Politics right here on Morning Pulse. My name is Sharon Enemchuku. Joining me live in the studio as always, I have with me the ever beautiful Ifoma Oji and Mr. Daniel Sacramento. Good morning. How are you all doing?
Good morning. Good morning.
I like as the camera panned on you. That you were just giving beauty.
Oh, thank you.
Mr. Daniel, you're not looking bad yourself.
I know.
Okay. Joining us via Zoom, we have our analyst joining us in person of Mr. Oladimiji Oluwafemi. Good morning, sir. How are you doing?
Good morning, Sharon. How are you guys?
We're fine. Now, we're going straight to the headlines that we have for today. Now, the Free Nnamdi Kanu protest kicked off yesterday with massive crowds storming the streets of Abuja, demanding the immediate release of the IPOB leader, Nnamdi Kanu. Protesters, mostly dressed in black, chanted slogans and waved Biafran flags, accusing the federal government of violating court orders and keeping Kanu in detention despite various rulings. What started as a peaceful demonstration quickly escalated after security forces showed up in large numbers, firing tear gas and arresting several protesters, sparking widespread outrage online and offline. Now we're also going to move over to the next story we have, which is in Akwa Ibom State. A different kind of storm is brewing. Traditional rulers in the state have summoned the sister-in-law of Senate President Godswill Akpabio following a shocking murder allegation tied to the prominent political family. The controversy dates back to early September when reports emerged linking the woman said to be related to Akpabio's wife to the mysterious killing of a young woman with ties to the family. While police investigations remain vague, the royal summons has reignited calls for transparency and justice. Now, these are the major stories that we are going to be talking about today. First of all, what is happening with Nnamdi Kanu? You were not in the studio yesterday, Mr. Daniel Sacramento, and unfortunately we couldn't have Mr. Oladimeji join us, but it was a complete drama yesterday when we talked about what was going on in Abuja. But first of all, since you were not available yesterday, Mr. Daniel Sacramento, I know you saw updates on what happened when the tear gas was released. There are some arrests that were made. Even Sowore alleged that the police released fire on them in front of Transcorp Hilton Hotel in Abuja. But what's your take generally on what happened yesterday for the protester?
All right, thank you, Sharon. It was quite disheartening to see how Nigeria has degenerated to where people are not allowed to exercise their fundamental human rights. It shows that there's a lot of skeleton in the cupboard of the federal government because when you are afraid to protest, it becomes that it shows that you people know exactly what you are doing. And you don't want people to bring up criticism or to protest against some of the ill attitude and perceived injustice that is being meted out to some certain persons or region or anybody. Now, let's take our mind back when the present president with Atiku Abubakar, with so many of them, where they held a 1-week protest against the administration of Jonathan in Lagos, Ganifa Umi Park, and so many places. We didn't see where the army or the police tear gassed them or pursue anybody or made any arrest. It shows a man that is a pure Democrat. It shows a man that is open to criticism. I'm talking about President Jonathan Goodluck, who allowed them to exercise their fundamental, but only made sure that the security personnel gave them the necessary protection so that hoodlums will not come and hijack the you know, most of the times when some of our leaders act, they tend to forget where they are coming from. They tend to forget that history is always there. Thank God for social media that will always bring up your past activities and showcase it, and let you know that there is no, that everybody, majority of you guys have skeleton in your cupboard. Now, what happened yesterday was a show of shame to the nation, where people can no longer protest. You started firing tear gas and said there's a particular areas where they didn't want them to protest. They said they were working in accordance with the court order. And the court order was not served even after Friday to whomsoever. Now, what are you bringing up court order for? They said Sowore came out and held a press conference that no letter has been served to him or to them that are supposed to make the protest. Now, what this government failed to realize is that you cannot keep fooling everybody at in every point in time. People have right. So it means that if ASU wants to, ASU is going on, or ASU want to protest, you will go to court to stop them from protesting. So, you know, there are some activities that you are doing that is not called for. What I felt, if the administration knows what to do, was when you see the protesters protesting, you come out and address them. And tell them this is this, or this is that, or this is this. Okay, we've had your agendas, the point agendas you people presented. Then we will take it up and make sure it is being worked upon. I think that should be the rightful manner, approach to this than trying to use force to arrest. And even the lawyer to Nnamdi Kanu is in detention. About 8 other persons are in detention as I speak to you today. So they have detained the lawyer yes, because they said he was involved in protest. Now, there's a video that I want us to take a look at where Sowore was addressing, and it's really funny that they have detained the lawyer of Nnamdi Kanu, because we saw the lawyer in that video and we saw them reacting to what Onanuga said, saying that he should be sanctioned, he shouldn't have involved himself with the protest. But anyways, let us take a look at that video before we take Mr. Oladimiji's comment.
We're asking you a question. On what basis?
On what basis did he say they should arrest that he's not supposed to join the protest while the case is still in court?
Is there any code of conduct of lawyers that say they can't protest?
Yes.
Best lawyers, one of the best protesters.
The lawyer has a separate constitution, and the other Nigeria have a separate constitution. It's one constitution they have. The lawyer is a person, and the same right are used to
if they don't release Nnamdi Kanu, senior advocates of Nigeria will join this.
Yes.
APC, police,
doctors will join this protest.
Yes.
Even surgeons, like people who say no get time, nurses, everybody will join. We're about to announce another date, and that one will be bigger. It will be the mother of all protests.
Exactly.
So they have a chance now. You know, when we were saying it, they thought it was a play. They thought it was play a few days ago when we say we are going to shut down this Abuja. Nothing happened in Abuja today. Even the judge that gave the order that we should not do protest, asked us to come back today. I heard he did not sit. He couldn't make it to his office. So we are not playing. We are not playing, but we are working to get our protesters, the legally arrested protesters.
Okay, to the FCT police and how they were shooting tear gas at every other person. What would be your message to him, seeing that he just assumed?
I don't message police because I know that we are going to have to fight for them again, when they don't pay their pension and gratuity.
Yes.
It's to let them know anybody who is actively oppressing others now. They should look at what is happening to the former policemen who used to oppress others. They see them. We are the one fighting for them. So, if you like, keep supporting oppression. It will get to you. There's no question about it. There's enough.
So we just watched that video. Now, 3 things from that very video. We could see that the lawyer, Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer, was present as of the time of that video, Mr. Oladimiji. And now we are hearing that he was detained. And I'm just saying, First of all, there are some places, there was a court order that went on that there are some places in Abuja where they shouldn't hold this protest because they didn't want their properties to be destroyed or anything, and they should just keep away from those places. Now, also, we are seeing here that Sowore is saying that there would be another date that would be announced where they would continue this protest. Also, we saw that there were some protesters that were also detained. Now, generally, what's your take on the entirety of this protest and the court order back and forth?
Thank you, Sharon. First of all, let us not act like this is a strange one-off occurrence. Yes, today we celebrate the 5th year anniversary of the victims that were massacred at Admiralty, Lekki Tokens, and other areas. And we took the opportunity also to remind the Nigerian leadership, why it's late now, but we are reminding to Sowore and others who are involved. We also release prisoners that were arrested at random across the state during that NSAS period. It will shock you that we still have protesters who are still in prison for this cause. Having said that, it is the custom, it is the habit, it is the practice of this leadership. Since 2015, since after 2015, they took over power to clamp down strongly on protesters. Now, I don't love to always prefix this word protest with peaceful, because it is a way of rendering me conformed. I am a social animal, I am a political animal, and I know my rights, which includes for me to be able to hold protest in agitation against government policies that do not sit well with me. All my demand that I see that the government is not paying attention to. But when you have leaders who are afraid of the unknown, leaders who understand that there is power in protest, there is power in agitation, and who understand that if you are now gathering like this, it will be negative effect for them. So they use this method in 2015, and they got away with it because they were allowed in a society that respects the rule of law. What we saw yesterday is what we have been experiencing. Now I've been a victim multiple times of police brutality when it comes to protesting and agitation on the streets. So it's not a new thing that we are seeing, that we saw yesterday, the brutality, the tear gas. You look, well, police come as protesters, they come fully equipped like they are going into some bishop forest. Fully kick to the kick against protesters who are
unarmed protesters.
So what we witnessed yesterday was another occurrence of that. And of course, we can speak on the side of the protesters and the lawyer particularly, who I think currently engaging in that, investing students, engaging in that protest is prejudice. The case in court, yeah, the case is in court. They're not expected to be there.
But he is a citizen of Nigeria too.
They're expected to open your defense. They're not opening your defense, you are protesting. So I think something is amiss there. Whatever is amiss there, whatever calculated attempt or attempted attempt there are, I do not know, but I think the turning down on protesters today was wrong by the government. It's the case rules, the laws of the land. And secondly, they getting involved in the process by the lawyer of Kanu yesterday was completely wrong and it's prejudice.
Okay, now you said that was a prejudice on the part of the lawyer involving himself with that particular protest. Now, Ifoma, I'm just going to ask, because we rightfully said now, what exactly is it that was so different about this particular protest? Because it is part of our rights as citizens of Nigeria to protest. And with what Mr. Daniel said, imagine of course, we've seen them, threaten protests here and there. Imagine them protesting and the federal government sending down police force to curtail their protests. Now, back to what happened yesterday. What exactly do you think that the federal government is so scared of? Is it Nnamdi Kanu or the entire IPOB movement?
I think they are scared of Nnamdi Kanu's being released. That's number one. And I think they are scared of the entire IPOB. But away from that, I just want to buttress on what Mr. Oladimeji said. And he talked about, is he prejudice, if I'm not mistaken, about the lawyer that was detained. Before he became a lawyer, I would say he was a citizen of Nigeria. And every citizen is entitled to protest. Now, I don't know other confines of the law or if that is right or if that is wrong. But what I know from a layman's understanding is that he has the right to protest according to the Constitution, which is 1999 Constitution as amended, Section 40. He has the right to protest. That is number one. And I watched a video of the police, public relation officer, Benjamin Hunde. He was talking with channels and Arise TV on the reason why they tear gas people that were unarmed for the protest. And what he could say was that they were behaving unruly, that the restricted areas where they told people not to come and protest, that they were protesting. And I remember Shehun asking him if he actually got clearance before the whole DC. He said yes, that he has court clearance, that they are not supposed to go to those restricted areas. But we watched in the news that these people were protesting peacefully, and he asked him, why is it that you couldn't actually provide or use other means of scaring people away from the so-called places that you said it was restricted? Why not use something like water canister instead of tear gas? Because to the best of my knowledge, I know that tear gas can actually cause ulcer. It can inflame the lungs. It poses a lot of health threats to people. So you cannot be tossing at people with tear gas just like that, just like they are animals. For me, it was quite unreasonable. And then again, there was something that Mr. Sacramento said. He mentioned something about why is it that when it is time for people to protest, this is when the government knows that they are going to mobilize security personnel. You see them fully armed, like they are going to Sambisa Forest to fight one bandit or the other. We have bandits in the north. They've not fought them. They've been there for how many years now? We have bandits in the east. We have in the south. Why haven't they fought them? But people that are unarmed, those are the people that they have strength to fight. For me, I feel like this is a form of insensitivity. And let me point this message to the entire police force and to the entire military force. Remember that before you became a police officer or a military man, you are a citizen of Nigeria, and no Nigerian is more Nigerian than any other Nigerians. We remember that there were still some military men that have already served their tenure in the office and have retired, and they are clamoring for their pension and gratuity. You are not in that position right now, but I bet you will still tomorrow be in that position. So all this gra that you are doing right now, because they are mobilizing you, they're paying you chicken change for your future that you're supposed to protest, for the future of your children that you're supposed to protest. I bet you that tomorrow is coming and you're still going to stand on that street with placards clamoring for your own pension and gratuity.
Okay, Ifeoma really did not come to play with these police officers. Now, I like the fact that we can be passionate about these issues. Now, I'm also going to ask Mr. Oladimeji and Mr. Daniel Sacramento very briefly, because we still have one more story to go. It is about what she rightfully said, the police stance towards protest. Now, over the years, they have been a tool that the government have used to kind of curtail protesters or try to put them in a box because of what is going on, because they don't want them to get their voices heard and whatnot. Going forward, is there anything that the police officers can do in order to protect the citizens of Nigeria and also not defy orders? Do you think there's a compromise they can reach? Mr. Oladimeji.
Okay, while we are waiting for Mr. Oladimeji, now let me tell you let me tell you, it's quite unfortunate. Okay. It's quite unfortunate where we found ourselves. And the truth about it is this. I wouldn't blame the security men because they're acting on the last order. That is the truth. They're acting on orders. And maybe before things like this come up, the hierarchy goes for a security meeting where they would have advised the NSA chairman, who is Nihu Ribadu, who has also joined in protest before. You know, they needed to have advised them that let them not create panic or create second NSAS. Because what they needed to have done was to come out, like I said, ab initio, and address the situation. Now, talking about the lawyer to Nnamdi Kanu, who was arrested yesterday, and I heard what Mr. Oladimeji said. I want to draw a point. Ejimofor's son has every right to protest, provided he wasn't wearing the lawyer's clothes. He was not. He dressed like a normal Nigerian man, and who he dressed like a no. He dressed like a normal Nigerian man who came on board to protest. I don't see. To me, that's my view. Yeah. I don't see anything wrong for him to join a protest, a peaceful protest. Exactly. To join his voice because he is the lead counsel of the case, to say there is an existing judgment which have discharged and acquitted this young man. And the court have even... Do you understand? The court, that's what I'm saying. That he should be released. So, and that is why this protest is on board. Now, this particular man has been in DSS detention over the years, since 2021. You have not charged him to court. The first court you charged him, he won the case. And you arrested him again and said you're taking him in DSS. That you people are flaunting the constitution, the judicial. In fact, there is no working system in the country. So nobody is going to blame the Ejimofor, who has son, who is standing for, who came out to protest. For his client, he came out to protest, not wearing the uniform of the court persons to say, because if that's where you would have said that is a contempt of court. But he came out as a civilian, not putting on their regalia. So everybody has right to protest.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Daniel Sacramento. Mr. Oladimeji, I can see you shaking your head. You did not agree with what Mr. Daniel Sacramento just said, but you have the right to educate us and share your opinion. First of all, you are saying that it's illegal, or are you coming from the legal standpoint now? Because they are coming from the point that the lawyer is a normal Nigerian citizen and possesses the right to protest as long as he wasn't doing that on the basis of the lawyer for Nnamdi Kanu. And I also wanted to get your position briefly moving forward, what we think that the police force can do when we have situations that have to do with protest and whatnot, as briefly as possible, sir.
Yeah, I will try to be quick. First of all, there is no law that should hold a Ejiofor from protesting. But speaking from the legal standpoint, everything is wrong with you as a lead counsel to protest. In fact, even if you are a prosecutor or a defendant, everything is wrong with you protesting when there is a legal case currently on in the court. It is called a prejudice. So either in uniform or not, the students have gone ahead to protest. And I think that the community has not acquainted itself with the comprehensive detail of the case of Nnamdi Kanu. That case you said was struck out. It was kicked against by the Supreme Court. It was the Federal High Court that struck it. I mean, that gave him that victory, that he was illegally arrested. But the Supreme Court struck that out. And of course, we cannot debate the case after the Supreme Court had made it precedent. All right, so let me move quickly to the police. my people and Nigerians listening to us, let us establish that we have a complete different kind of police officers in Nigeria. We don't have the Nepal kind of officers. We don't have the Madagascar kind of police personnel in Nigeria. The kind of police personnel in Nigeria that we have in Nigeria are those like you and I, who every day wake up to scavenge, and to hustle and survive. So they have been moved into this mode unconsciously. So when they go out, they do the biddings, all right, to stay on the job. Either do the bidding of the rope bidding of the IGP, or do the bidding of one political person who had, giving, who had gotten opportunity to approach the IGP or the most ranked officer there to carry out this rogue operations. Ordinarily, Nigerian police officers should be able to stand up for their own rights, especially with accommodations, welfare, and of course stand in defense of the rights of Nigerians when it comes to the rule of law. But unfortunately, the reverse is the case here in Nigeria. Of course, why won't the reverse be the case when we have currently sitting on the head of the police personnel somebody who's tenor the last?
Thank you very much, Mr. Oladimeji. Now, we're moving briefly because of time to the next story. Now, this is what is happening with the Senate president and his sister-in-law. Now, something that seemed to be a family issue has been brought to attention. So, since it has been brought to our attention, we will treat it as a public issue. Now, his sister-in-law, Pastor Pat, has come to accuse him not of sexual harassment in this time. Now, accusing him of murder to a young lady's death in 2021. And apart from that, there are also killings. She also accused him of the insecurity, causing the insecurity in Akwa Ibom State when he was governor, and sponsoring state-backed killings, and of being ungrateful to certain politicians in Akwa Ibom and whatnot, and that back and forth. First off, I just want to understand your own perspective, Mr. Daniel Sacramento, because now the Royal House has come out to call the sister-in-law, Pastor Pat, to order, saying outrightly that she is defaming the character of Senator Akpabio. Now, they are not calling her to conduct investigation or to call both parties, but they are outrightly stating where they stand in the public. Now, what's your take on that, Mr. Daniel?
Sharon, normally I don't like involving myself in family issues.
But they made it public.
These are family issues. Normally, if they know how they started, let them go and sort themselves out. That's not my. It's not. Honestly, it's insane. Them bringing out their family.
But if you have the Senate president being accused of murder, isn't that something we should worry
about? Well, it's something that we need to be worried about. That's the gospel truth, because it doesn't really portray good thing. And if it's in an advanced country, he needed to step aside to go clear his name. And that's how it works. But when I was perusing through the story, the family have taken a firm stand that the woman should come on board to bring evidences that of the truth, what she is accusing Akpabio. And remember, she's married into that family. So she will come forward, present, instead of going to social media. She has never reported the case to police. She has never reported to the DSS. She has never reported to any authority based on what the report we got. So I think, you know how family members behave, maybe one thing or the other, and you just wanted to tarnish the image of the Senate president, or you want to create a sensation whereby everybody will start, looking at him as a tyrant or a notorious Senate president. So the family has taken a stand, and I think why the family have took their stand in the matter, the DSS and the security people as well, if they are going to work, let them as well take a stand in the matter. But they should, since it has come out to a social in a way that everybody is now aware, the security forces should take over the matter to investigate, even as the family members have given ultimatum because it's going to take some drastic decision to confirm if what she's saying is the truth or she's just trying to make up issues. And that is it.
Now, to you, Mr. Oladimeji, apart from the fact that, yes, this might be a family issue, but it has now been made public, and also because of the crucial position that Akpabio holds as the Senate President of the House of Assembly for Nigeria now, and I'm just asking, Senator Akpabio is not new to accusations. This is not going to be the first time he has been accused in the past, even of murder, what we saw in 2021 when he was even governor of Akwa Ibom State. With all of these controversies, unresolved controversies regarding criminal acts surrounding Senator Akpabio, what do you think should be the stance of the civil society as regards this matter?
Our normalized abnormality is why we are discussing this. They said this shouldn't be in the public space in the first place at all. But here we are, the Senate President of 230 million people is enmeshed in scandal. Not just any kind of scandal, but murder. The President will not recuse himself from the Senate so that he won't be the judge and jury in his own case. Akpabio, for the record, so that it will be said that I mentioned it, is a notorious guy. A notorious man, and all the Senate presidents that we've had in this country, numbering from us to the 10th, is of all of them the worst. And this 10th assembly is of all the most moribund. And it's somebody who is immersed in different kinds of scandal.
Yeah.
And recently we saw what was displayed against the Senator Natasha when she was pushing a bill on the House.
Yeah, I wanted someone to mention
so
that.
we have this kind of people. And Congress said she should have gone to report, she didn't report to the security personnel, all of that. These people are above the law. Happy that this is a family business. Imagine it is not a family member who has come out to say this. I know for sure that something would have been would have been happening to that person by now. Either locked in the cell or some cases wrapped around that person and is answering to court cases.
Yes.
But because of family member, they don't know how to go about it. And that's why the monarch is calling to settle the matter.
To settle it.
Akpabio is a god in his state. Just like he's a demagogue in his state, just like Bello is a demagogue in Kogi, just like Tinubu is a demagogue in Lagos, just like who again?
Wike is principalities and power. Wike is principalities and power.
FCT too.
To anybody. Yeah, you can't report to anybody. So, but I'm very happy that it's a family business. I don't want to bog my head around that family's quagmire.
Yeah.
Let them go to the King's Palace and be up.
All right.
And of course, the Senate President face judgment if he is culpable.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Oladimeji. Now, Ifoma, sorry, we've gotten what they both said. This is a family issue, should be resolved in their family, maybe the OB, whatever what they call it. And now they have called, the monarch has called for the sister-in-law of Akpabio. But going forward, what's your general take on this?
Okay, I'll just say that, like they said, is a family matter that needs to be resolved within them. And I don't actually see the royal house coming out to address this. I believe it's something that Akpabio and his family are supposed to settle internally. That aside. And then if I am to comment on the accusation, according to the law of defamation, which talks about libel and slander, it frowns against it, which we can see clearly here that it is what is exactly going on. She took to her social media to say a lot of things maliciously about Akpabio, which could actually tame his reputation, you understand? So it's more like it's a grievous offense, especially when it has to do with murder. It's something that we found the Constitution and the entire Nigeria frowns at. You get that is number one. So I think if I'm to say anything generally on this, I believe that according to law, they said whoever alleges must prove. So if she have evidence that this man committed murder, then I think she should provide the evidence. And then Akpabio on the other side, if he didn't do anything like that, he should equally prove it. But let's not forget that, like Mr. Sacramento said, Akpabio still have case with EFCC. He's not even supposed to be in that seat. But because he is a god and because he's above the law, you understand, he is still sitting and presiding over the meetings of the Senate House. That is number one. So I think, like I said earlier, that he who alleges should. Definitely.
Anyways, thank you very much, Ifoma, for your contribution, and to Mr. Daniel Sacramento and Mr. Oladimi Oluwafemi for your thoughts on our headlines for this morning. If you are watching, this is Morning Pulse, and if you're yet to subscribe to our YouTube channel, you are very wrong. If you're also yet to follow us across all social media platforms, please endeavor to do so. Find us at Active Citizens across all media, and find me on my personal Instagram and Facebook at Sharon Enemchukwu. And you?
You can find me on Facebook at Oji Sophia and on Instagram at Miselex.
Mr. Oladimi.
Oh, yeah, we're always on X, Pivot Oladimi.
All right.
Thank you.
And Mr. Daniel Sacramento will
always
be
in the studio.
So we'll come your way again this afternoon for ACD Hot, where we discuss hot and trending topics. Do have a good morning.